What's good, people? Alien Tanuki here, and welcome to Exmortis, an old horror flash game from 2004 that was way ahead of its time because it seems very much like the indie horror games that are made today. This game was released on August 27th of 2004. I was literally 5 years old when this game came out, and had never once touched a computer yet, so had no fucking clue what the internet was. And it was developed by Ben Leffler. A few things I want to point out that I find interesting is that there's this description blurb right here that matches the description that would have been under the original game when it was released in 2004. Right here, the developer says, "This is my first Flash game, having only taught myself Flash only a year ago. I wanted to create an atmospheric game with decent graphics as I have played so many Flash games that kick ass with puzzles, but never pay attention to graphics and atmosphere." I just find it very interesting that in 2004, the developer was so focused on making the game about the graphics and atmosphere. That definitely makes it stand out, because back then, all of the horror Flash games looked like, well, like Flash games, you know? But yeah, shout out to flashmuseum.org for keeping this game alive and playable in the terrible year of our Lord 2026, and let's lock in. Of course, Flash games are like super nostalgic for me, mainly for when I'd spend whole class periods in the computer lab playing them instead of doing my work in middle school, and I just feel like Flash games don't get shown enough love these days, so I thought I'd be the one to do it. Turn the lights down and the sound up. Have already done both of those things, let's go. Leffler Web Design presents... Oh shit. A Ben Leffler creation. That actually jump scared me a little bit. I wasn't expecting that. Alright. Story and design by Ben Leffler. Are those fucking real images of people? That could be a problem. But again, I can't see them for long enough to notice, so I don't know. Exmortis. Yeah, the sound design is very good for a Flash game, I can tell you that much right now. Especially for a Flash game that came out in 2004. You wake up in the woods with a lump on your head. You can't remember how you got there. All you can recall are the dreams. It's late, cold, and you are unsure of where you are exactly. Fighting through the headache, you regain your focus. You see a house in a clearing and decide to shelter there. Anything is better than freezing to death in the woods. Oh, we in the woods, okay, sweet. Our only option is to click this door, so that's what we're going to do. Of course, we should definitely not go into this creepy abandoned house, but we're gonna do it anyways. Oh, hell no. Y'all hear that whispering? That is pretty unsettling already, I'm not gonna lie. These stairs lead up to a second level. A hallway shrouded in the shadows. So those are our two options. Do I go up the stairs or to the hallway? You know what? I'm gonna go to the hallway first. Let's explore the bottom floor first, okay? An old fan. It doesn't look like it's worked in a long time. Just another painting on the wall. The hallway leads off into darkness. Okay, first let's check out this fan. Well, that doesn't do anything. Clicking on the painting, okay, we got a pentagram. We got some Satanist shit going on. We got some witchcraft and wizardry going on in this motherfucker. Let's go down this hallway. Even though we already know we shouldn't be doing this, you know. Common sense tells you not to go down the dark abandoned hallway, but I guess we'll do it anyways. A grandfather clock sits ticking away in the corner. I click on that and it does nothing, okay? So I guess we'll go through this locked door. Or this unlocked door right here. The microwave, and there seems to be blood dripping out of it. Cannot be a good sign. Cannot be good. An old dishwasher. Oh god. I'm afraid to click on this. What's going to be in the dishwasher, man? A trail of blood leads under the door. Alright, first click on the microwave. Okay. A severed head. It appears to be a fresh kill. Wherever the killer is, he will probably be back soon, and I don't want to be here when he returns. Oh my god, that is so realistic. Brother, is this real gore images? Do I have to fucking blur this in my YouTube video? Like, I'm kind of concerned, bro. It's definitely not real. But, I mean, It's very close to real, especially for a 2004 fucking Flash game, dude. Like, what the hell? Okay, so the dishwasher does nothing when you click on it. Let's go through this door, I guess. Probably gonna get beheaded. A tattered diary sits on the table. There is nothing of interest on this coffee table. Bloodstains on these chairs. Okay. Nothing happens if I click on the coffee table or the chair, so we have to click on the diary. Open this bad boy up. May 24th, 1997. I wasn't even a thought in my dad's balls yet, man. An unusually eventful day today. I stumbled across an unusual find whilst out hunting for deer in this remote wilderness. Stalking a wild steed into a clearing, you can only imagine my surprise to find a house. Old and seemingly abandoned, but still standing strong. An interesting find. One that certainly has me curious. May 25th, 1997. Upon my investigation with the city archives earlier this morning, it appears that the house has been abandoned for almost 10 years and currently resides under the control of the local government. I feel that its location must be too remote for them to be able to tear it down, but I must admit that I feel drawn back to the house, mostly out of curiosity, but I cannot deny that there is something else about that place that has me yearning to return. Sounds like this guy has a death wish. May 28th, 1997. I cannot put it off any longer. I called in sick to the office today and decided that I would retrace my steps into the wilderness to once again find the house, which has been foremost on my mind of late. It didn't take much to find it again, as it was almost like I was being guided back to the exact spot that I found myself some 4 days ago. Once I plucked up enough courage, I pushed open the unlocked front door. Admittedly, I was very surprised at the ease of which the door opened, considering that the hinge had probably built up a good 10 years worth of rust. To my relative astonishment, the place was still furnished, though very dirty and completely run down. I was and still am amazed at the state of the place considering that it had been empty for so long. I decided that I would explore the house and not disturb anything within. My fear had not subsided, and as a matter of fact, it is still with me as I record this journal some hours later. My curiosity took me through the kitchen, bedroom, and lounge room before a thumping noise from the roof on the second level startled me so much that I ran straight out of the front door and back through the forest to my automobile. As it was, I almost fell off a small ledge and into the thicket below. I felt like a complete fool being scared off by rats, which I assumed they were. I assumed that you making assumptions about what you think it was your first mistake, you know what I'm saying? May 29th, 1997. I had a nightmare last night. All I can remember is the blood and the frightened screams surrounding me, and the house. The house was in my nightmare too. May 30th, 1997. I called in sick to work once again so that I could venture out to the wilderness and explore the abandoned house once more. Not surprisingly, I found the structure with relative ease as I did yesterday. However, I was startled when I noticed that the front door was closed. I am certain that when I left in such a hurry the other day, that the door had been left ajar. In any case, I eventually attributed the closed door to the wind, as I was clearly the only person who had been in the old house recently. I repeatedly scoured through the house for anything interesting, heading back through previously visited rooms. Once again, as I passed through the hallway outside the main bedroom on the second level, I heard heavy thumping coming from the roof. I was instantly very tempted to repeat yesterday's dash from the house, but I swallowed my fear and continued on with the exploration. In the limited time that I had before dusk, unfortunately, I did not uncover anything that would help explain the mysterious disappearance of the most recent tenants. May 31st, 1997. My god, bro, this... long-ass diary entry. I sit here in the lounge room of the old house by candlelight, recording in this journal the events that have transpired today. Although I am scared to within an inch of my life, I am bound to this house and feel that I do not have the strength or resolve to run back to my car at such an advanced hour. Yo, these diary entries take place in the late 90s. Why is this man talking like he's from the fucking Victorian era? Like, what? His vocabulary, his vernacular is out of this world, my guy. It's definitely at least out of this time period, that's for sure. As I have for the past week, I returned to this house with the intent of uncovering anything that could help answer the question of its missing tenant. I failed to uncover anything that could help the cause, but what I did find seems far more precious and disturbing than I could have ever hoped for. As I was scouring the library for any misplaced photos or letters, I almost tripped myself over a leather-bound book sitting in the middle of the dusty floor. I was certainly miffed, excuse me, as to how I missed it in my movements through this house of the past few days. Picking up the book, I felt a slight empowerment rush through me. Oh my god, this man found the death note, didn't he? The distant sound of wind began to sound like whispers, and the room in which I was standing seemed to darken. I wondered what knowledge the scribe had passed down the ages for me. Enchanted by this aging literature, I retreated back into the lounge room, settled down in one of the most comfortable chairs, and continued to read through the contents of this book. Written in what seemed to be a red ink of some sort. So, blood. Most likely. A lot of the content didn't initially make sense to me, as the majority of it was written in a language that is foreign to me. But in the back of the book, there were abridged translations written by a Mr. Xavier Rahayem from 1890. The majority of what I could understand seemed rather jumbled and nonsensical. Rather disappointed, I closed the book and relieved myself of its burden. Oh, I thought he said that he relieved himself, like, on the book. Things from this point became rather blurred and frighteningly surreal. The sound of the distant forest animals stopped as if all life paused, waiting for my next move. The wind outside stopped pounding against the shuttered windows, and the candle winked out of existence, leaving me in almost pitch-black conditions. I listened closely, and all I could hear over my heartbeat and rasping breath was the whispering that I shrugged off before. It was coming from every direction, yet no direction at all. The whispering slowly got louder until it sounded like a dull roar. Voices of many different types called out. They cried in pain, screamed my name, and shouted obscenities I dare not repeat. There were so many of them. So many voices. I felt multiple hands pin me down to the chair by my upper torso, but every time I flailed my arms out in front of me, they connected with nothing but air. The harder I was pressed against the chair, the harder it was for me to breathe, and soon I could not breathe at all. I blacked out. The last thing that I remember was a flash of my nightmare from the night before. A flash of the blood. A flash of the screams. The house. I woke up about 20 minutes ago, slumped in the same chair. It is now long after dark, and I dare not brave the sub-zero temperatures of the woodland winter to return home this evening. Tonight, I will be staying here in this accursed house. I sometimes think that I can still hear the whispering. Or are they just echoes of my earlier brush with madness? I can feel the urge of slumber rush towards me like a freight train. I pray that I survive the night. God, man, whoever wrote this diary gotta be the reincarnation of fucking Edgar Allan Poe or some shit. June 1st, 1997. Plagued by nightmares more vivid than I care to remember, I awoke screaming. It appears that I slept through the daylight hours, but it didn't matter to me. I was incensed to fight the freezing conditions outside and return home. But I was scared to move from this spot. They started whispering to me again. I want to leave, but I can't. They won't let me. I scream at them, but they just laugh and utter obscenities back at me. What have I released upon this world? Oh my god, there's another page? 2 more pages? 4 more pages? Oh my god, dude. Bear with me, people, okay? I'm sorry. Please don't click off the video. I know we all got short attention spans, but I have to read the lore, okay? June 3rd, 1997. Valeu spoke to me today. It is he who is spoken of in the Exmortis. Oh, they said that the title of the thing, in the thing. Don't you love it when they do that? With every word he whispers in my mind, I tremble as if my soul has been shaken to its core. Okay, for a second I thought maybe this was like a German guy's name or something, but no, that makes sense. It's more like a Lovecraftian entity's name. So that tracks. That adds up. June 7th, 1997. I have been here for over a week now. Surely someone must be looking for me by now. I pray that they find me. My captors here won't let me leave. Every door, every exit. The handles turn, but the door does not move on its hinges. June 16th, 1997. I no longer fear death. I actually pray that it comes for me. June 30th, 1997. They still torment me, keeping me here, keeping me alive. They need me to... I can't even write of it. July 20th, 1997. I feel my sanity has almost left me. I hallucinate so vividly. I can't tell what's real and what is not anymore. The Ancient shows me images of his former glory. I don't understand why they want me. Why they need me. July 26th, 1997. I am actually surprised. I am told that they seek not to control me. They only seek my assistance in aiding the inevitable. But why do I continue to resist? What they tell me makes more sense than anything I have ever known. But I still fear them, and what they will do to me should I refuse. But at this moment, I can't think of a single reason why I should. August 13th, 1997. Is acceptance all that I have ever yearned for? But the greater good here is far more complicated, yet so much easier to obtain. They smile upon me now. Strangely, though, I like it. I find myself basking in the warmth of their chilling promises. August 22nd, 1997. I am comfortable, and I am learning about the true nature of the world and what is beyond it. I don't know why I continue writing in this journal. I guess that it's the last semblance of humanity that I have within me. It's ridiculous though. I am becoming much more than human with every moment that I spend under their patient tutelage. I have been tempted to throw this journal into the fire on many occasions. Reading over its pages only reminds me of how weak I used to be. I've lost track of the day, but I am sure that I have been here for over a year. It has been a long time since I have entered anything into this journal. I can rejoice though. We will have company. At last, I will finally be rewarded. A group approacheth to provide me with the everlasting cup of life. A day away, no more. No less, I am told. Wrath, death, blood. My day has finally arrived. The Exmortis shall make the world remember what was, and I will be integral in reinstating what will be. I can see them now, a group of campers as I was promised, 3 males and 2 females. Now all I can do is wait. Wait for my time. Become their hand. Immortality beyond patience. Patience beyond the dominion. I can taste it now. Anoint me, Lord Valeu. The time has come. Oh my god, you got that right. The time has come to stop reading this fucking journal finally. My god, that was a whole fucking novel. Sounds to me like he's ushering in the start of the rapture or something like that. Like it's about to be the end of days. That's what I'm picking up on from reading that journal there. Sounds like dude became an agent of the Antichrist or some shit like that. I don't know. Alright, let's go back. Oh. Oh shit. I didn't even mean to come into the cellar. I was trying to get back to the first room, but I guess this works. The handle turns, but the door refuses to budge. It's almost like someone is holding it closed. Oh my god. Hey you, strange otherworldly entity in this house. Can you please not recite satanic poetry straight into my fucking ear as loud as you can while I'm speaking? I'd appreciate that, man. Like, show some respect. My god. Okay. The handle turns, but the door refuses to budge. It's almost like someone is holding it closed. Alright, let's get out of the cellar then. I think we gotta go up the stairs. Alright, let's do this thing. Moonlight streams through this window. Alright, do we go right or left? No, let's go left first. I don't know why. Honestly, right feels right, but let's go left first, just for the fun of it. The door has no handle. Well, shit. I did go the wrong way. I should have went right first. Should have just went with my gut. Should have just followed my instincts, but you know. Well, that door didn't have a handle either, but it opened. Whatever. What the fuck was that noise? Is that a cat? Is there a cat in this room? Better let me pet that motherfucker, if so. The painting on the wall is of a familiar landscape. There was a safe hidden behind the painting. Wow, I didn't see that coming. Oh shit, I don't know the code. I gotta find the code first, I'm assuming. The gramophone is unplugged, but it's still rotating. How is this possible? Gramophone? What year is this? This game is set in the 90s. You should at least have a CD player by now, you know what I'm saying? You should at least have a fucking stereo system. But hey, I'm sure Pac and Biggie played through the gramophone. Probably goes pretty hard though, you know what I'm saying? The bedspread is soaked in someone's blood. There's no breeze in here. Why is the roof lamp swinging? Okay. We're gonna go through this closed door. The window is boarded up. Maybe by someone who valued their privacy. Well, I mean, yeah, they valued their privacy. Who doesn't? They clearly don't want people peeking in on them while they're, beheading people and draining them of their blood in the bathtub. You know, some people might just see that and think it's a little crazier. You know, just maybe. The bathtub is filled with what seems to be blood. Just an ordinary, if somewhat dirty, bathroom sink. Ooh, we found a key. You found a key lodged in the pipe of the sink. Well, I'll be taking that. But hey, we're just assuming. We don't know that this bathtub is filled with blood. That could be like I don't know, tomato soup. That could be, I don't know, tomato juice. Maybe they got sprayed by a skunk, you know, and they were trying to get the smell out. Sounds like there's a cat in here, bro. Where's this cat? Alright, let's go figure out what this key goes to. Maybe over here is where I don't know. Does the key go to this door? No, okay. So, back downstairs. Go back to this dark, ominous hallway. Oh my god! It has to be some kind of... I couldn't even read that. That was so fast. Holy shit. Oh, that was genuinely kind of terrifying, dude. Okay. Does the key go to the cellar door? No, okay. Alright, calm down, buddy. I heard you the first time I was in the cellar. I don't need you reciting your satanic poetry to me again, okay? I'm good. Okay, we found the door that uses the key. There is something very unnerving about this sculpture. Well, the fact that it's blinking, that's probably unnerving you. You know, if I had to put my finger on it. A severed arm? This house is turning out to be a graveyard. There is no electricity in this house, so the lamp doesn't work. Bookshelves filled with volumes of books. Alright, let's click on the statue first. Won't do anything if I click on that. Click on the volumes of books, that does nothing. Oh, I figured something out here. Again, I don't know what these books are trying to tell me. What are these runic symbols? Like, what is this? What in the hieroglyphics, what in the Pokemon unknowns is going on here, bro? A shelf filled with miscellaneous books on the occult. Oh! Xavier Rahim. Circa 1878. Oh god, more reading! There is no shot. Please don't let this shit be another fucking 12 pages, bro. Come on. The tale of my daughter Gwen is a sad and sorrowful fable. I thought it said table for a second, god damn it. I refer to it as a fable for my mortal brain cannot begin to comprehend the horrors that I have witnessed in this house. So I cast what I have witnessed into my memory as delusion and morbid fantasy. My small family moved to this house of solitude last summer to escape the perils of society. Because, you know, we do live in a society, that is correct. And to mourn the unfortunate death of my wife Julia. Tuberculosis claimed her life only months before my move to this place. Hindsight is a beautiful thing. And knowing what I know now, it was a move that I would never make again. The days rolled onwards towards inevitability, and my daughter and I continued our simple existence. Being a scholar myself, I'm somewhat of a scholar myself. I enjoyed passing the time reading the literature left here by the previous owner of this detached house. Many of the fine works kept here proved to be very old and of extreme interest to me. Some works proved very challenging indeed, and very hard to translate. The library provided here had an abundance of books flavored with subjects focused on the occult. One particular book caught my interest, simply titled Exmortis. The word is a deviate of Ex Mortis, which loosely translates to the dead. Well, hey, you learn something new every day, don't ya? It was from the moment that I finished translating this book, from an unusual dialect of ancient Aramaic, mind you, and read the final English translation, that our troubles here began. My daughter, the only other occupant of this house, grew distant from me over the course of the following week. She developed rageful tendencies towards my parentage, so she just sounds like a regular teenager then. What are you worried about, man? And she started having seizures. Oh, okay, never mind, I take it back. That is not normal teenager stuff, that is just health complications, it sounds like. Which worried me immensely at the time. But these unusual events didn't limit themselves to my daughter. I began having nightmares so ghastly that I dare not recall them. Suffice to say, I was concerned by the disturbing changes to both my daughter and I. After the first week, the hallucinations began. I recall hearing noises and whispering, as well as sighting movement in my peripheral vision. I constantly had the feeling that someone was in the room with me, but upon searching it, was clear that I was alone. My dear Gwen, however, became less active all of a sudden. She was almost catatonic at stages. Not reacting to conversation or physical prompting. Oh, okay, yeah, she is just a normal teenager, man. She's just in her weed phase right now, you know? She would just shuffle her petite form around the house and stare blankly through me whenever I confronted her. Yeah, like I said, that just sounds like she's going through her teenage weed phase. That's completely normal, man. You ain't got nothing to worry about, I'm sure. It was shortly after a month of this behavior that I began to notice certain physical changes in my daughter. She seemed withered in her appearance, but her face would at times seem bloated and twisted horribly. Okay, so now it sounds like she's graduated to some harder stuff. It wasn't until a fleeting moment in my day that my hope was crushed forever. My darling Gwen broke free from this new personality that had gripped her for months. She screamed and cried for me to help her, to save her from the monsters that now plagued her body. All that I could do was hold her in my arms and assure her that I would free her from the prison she was trapped in. And then she was lost forever. The Gwen that I loved had resurfaced for only a minute. But to me, it was enough to realize what had to be done. That night, while she slept in her room, I crept in with a dagger in hand and plunged it deep into her heart. Oh my god, this man is putting down his own daughter out of love. That shit is sad, honestly. That's pretty messed up. She writhed and convulsed in agony, while all I could do was just watch and sob from the corner. In her dying breath, the real Gwen locked eyes with me and spoke. "Thank you, Daddy." Don't clip that, okay? Don't clip that last line. I sit here now recounting the events that led me to this point in my insanity. My wife and daughter taken from me over the past 6 months, leaving me with nothing but their memories and this house. But I fear that now I am a target for the invisible force that resides within these walls. I am trapped, unable to venture past the front door or the cellar hatch to the surrounding forest. I hear voices from all around me cursing me for my actions. I occasionally see her, my Gwen, standing in the hallway, looking straight through me like she used to. I hope that I have saved her soul, but after seeing her apparition on a daily basis, I fear that all I have done is aided my tormentors. That is fucking sad, bro. He mercy killed his daughter to try to save her from being trapped in this haunted-ass house, but all he did was turn her into an apparition that now haunts that house. I now spend my days reading, researching, and translating the library. I feel that it's my purpose in this house. May God have mercy on my soul, and may death soon relieve me of the guilt I carry. Damn. Alright, anything else to see in this room? The word remember is smeared in blood on this mirror. Alright, clicking on that does nothing, so I think we are done with this room. As far as I can tell, at least. Alright, nothing left to see here. Let's move on. Check the kitchen again for anything I may have missed. Let's click on all these spots. Oh shit, oh, okay. I did miss something. A knife sits on this shelf. Holy shit, what kind of knife is this? Looks like something out of the Fallout universe. Looks like a fucking weapon they'd use in the PS2 era of Mortal Kombat, you know? A blood-stained knife. You should probably arm yourself with a slightly larger weapon. What? At least let me keep the knife, man. Like, come on. Well, okay, that just means there's another weapon to be found somewhere in this house. And I'm also still on the lookout for that code for the safe. Don't know where to find that exactly, but I will keep looking until we do. What the fuck? Oh, nah. The door is now ajar. Okay, shit. Yeah, this door was not open before. Let's go. Oh, God. What's waiting for us in here? Oh, my God. Hello, ghost girl. Gwen Raham? Or just another hallucination? Oh, okay. Did I just die? Am I dead?
Wake up.
Oh my god. Oh my god, no. Okay, I was not dead. Oh man! Yeah, not gonna lie to you, the sound effects in this game are the scariest part. So the developer definitely knew what he was doing with keeping the sound effects as high quality as he could, because that definitely helped with the atmosphere a lot. The blood of Gwen Raham stains the sheets. It was over 100 years ago that she was murdered. How can the blood still be wet? I got a theory. This could be wrong, but a moment ago when we passed out and woke back up, that was probably Gwen's ghost killing us. So the blood is probably from us in reality, and we are now a ghost trapped in this house just like she is. That is just a theory though. If I'm wrong, do not give me shit about it, okay? Alright, what's next? I don't know, let's go this way, why not? I've already explored this room though, so I don't think there's anything left to see in there. Oh, wait, hold on. A hatch in the roof might lead to an attic. Hell yeah, I did not see this last time. Looks like an attic. Could be where that thumping is coming from? Well, if it is, then why the hell are we going up here? What? We ain't got no survival skills. We got no survival instincts. Oh man, a torso hung up by the arms has been ripped to shreds. You retch at the mere sight. So yeah, definitely not rats, like that one guy was thinking. Definitely not that. A symbol written in blood of this poor soul. What the fuck is that symbol? What is that? What, am I supposed to know what this is? Alright, what else is there to find? Let's see... Oh, something over here. There appears to be something scrawled onto this plank. 3489. Is that... Oh, is that the code for the safe in the bedroom? Hell yeah, okay. Have to remember that. Oh, let me just write it down on my phone real quick. 3489. Sweet. Alright, anything else to find in here? I don't believe so. So, let's go open this safe, finally. Maybe we'll find $1 million in that bitch. That would make this whole, haunted house trip experience worth it, at least, you know? At least let me get paid for this shit. I have a feeling it's not gonna be money in the safe, though, you know? Something just tells me that that's not gonna be what we're gonna find in here, so let's do this. Oh, man, what do we... Okay, yep. Is that a scalp? Oh no, that's a human heart. That's what that is. And it could not have been in here for very long because it doesn't even have any signs of decay. No signs of rigor mortis or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? That is a fresh-ass human heart. Oh my god, what are we doing here right now? Okay. Oh yeah, sweet. Let's read the fucking demonic book, why don't we? Oh great, more reading. Let me guess, 70,000 pages, huh? Let me guess, it's the same length as the Webster's English Dictionary. The Book of Exmortis. What was? Before the dawn of man and beast, the earth realm was ruled by the ancients, mystical beings transcending life, death, time, and reality, as most mere mortals know it. The days before life and light were ruled by darkness and chaos. The ancients roamed the plane of existence and lived on the blood of conquest and rule over lesser entities. There were many of these ruling archaic spirits. However, one by one, over many millennia, their greed and arrogance saw them turn against each other. They sought blood, destruction, and dominance over their own kind, and many immortal sentients met their demise as a result. The consolidation of the remaining power saw the ancients' rule divided amongst the remaining three. Azrael, what? Okay, Azrael, Fa, and Valeu frequently exerted their wrath and cruelty through their ferocity towards each other's dominion. The blood of many was spilt as the remaining three fought against his brother for the spoils and power that they each possessed. Upon the battlefield, Azrael's forces reduced the armies of Valeu to dust, culminating in long-awaited glorious victory. But his compassion towards his defeated brother saw Valeu get a reprieve from the certain destruction that he faced. Knowing that defeating Kafa forces would require many more millennia of fighting, Azrael appointed Valeu as his general, knowing that the power of the two ancients was enough to win undisputed control. In a final bloody battle in the Crimson Sky, the penultimate confrontation played out. Kafafta, or whatever the fuck that's supposed to say, not realizing that Valeu was still corporeal and leading Azrael's armies, made the grave mistake of underestimating the strength of his opponent. The losses took the Kafafta forces by surprise, and before they had time to regroup, Valeu had plunged his sword deep into the heart of his defenses. Azrael's forces streamed into the last stronghold of Kafafta, slaying every sentient entity that stood against them. Kafafta's army were eventually defeated, leaving Valeu triumphant in his victory. His subordinates fought ferociously, and they were to be rewarded with a unified rule over the Earth Realm. Okay, this is legit starting to sound like Mortal Kombat windscreen lore. Like whenever you beat the Mortal Kombat story mode, and then they give you the character's ending, this sounds exactly like some shit that the Mortal Kombat announcer would be reading, you know? Azrael, holding no compassion towards Kafafta as he had Valeu, destroyed the life force of his nemesis and claimed the kingdom as his own. With his totalitarian control, he decided that Valeu was no longer of use to him. Unfortunate for him, he did not count on his armies siding with the powerful Valeu. In a furious realization of this challenge in the face of certain ascension, the Earth Realm shook with the power of Azrael's anger towards his army's treachery. Valeu showed no mercy towards his brother, knowing that he could not make the same mistake that Azrael made. Without hesitation, Valeu had Azrael slain by his own ethereal hand, and he assumed total control of the consolidated kingdom of the Earth Realm. The tyrannical rule of Valeu lasted for many millennia with no one to challenge him, but conspire certain forces did against the sole remaining ancient. They bode their time, recruiting supporters of the overthrowing. Valeu was ambushed and overpowered by his trusted advisors, but knowing that only one of his own kind could destroy him, he had his corporeal presence removed to exist for eternity in the demonic spirit form. This shit is starting to get real convoluted, man. The remaining world of archaic lessers were dispersed and were governed under each individual's rule. It was true chaos with no joint agenda. Valeu, without corporeal form and no longer able to physically alter the world, roamed the Earth Realm for the rest of existence. Diminished in power, he still had many followers to which he would spiritually combine his life force with. Instead of existing as a single powerful entity, Valeu became subversively indestructible by being many. He called his new legion of existence Exmortis. What is? The appearance of soul-bearing creatures of flesh and blood saw in new rule within the Earth Realm. Over many thousands of years, man destroyed countless lesser entities, some more powerful, even some who helped overthrow Valeu's previous rule. While man was physically weak in comparison to the entities of dark times, their souls gave them many advantages, and it was due to these advantages that the Earth Realm entities were reduced to minimal numbers. A world once ruled with strength and might was now in the hands of the weak. The handful of ancient entities sought to influence and control humanity for mutual gain. Valeu's Exmortis prospered where other entities failed purely because of their strength in numbers and the wisdom of the mighty ancient himself. Together as one, the Exmortis Exmortis was worshipped widely in the world of man, but human nature led to conflict, and the cult of Valleyu was tragically culled and almost forgotten. With every passing human year, Valeyu's influence and power in the Earth realm was diminished until all that remained was what was recorded in the written form. After the death of the final disciple, Valleyu and the Exmortis slept until the day humanity was ready for the anointing of his hand. What will be? Prophecy and the word of Valleyu speaks of the coming of the hand of repose. Anointed with the blood of 5, a selected man will transcend humanity and evolve to become the link between Earthrealm and Valeyu's Exmortis. Awakening the ancient from his slumber, the hand will be charged with the power to bring about the uprising of the cult of Exmortis once again. Blood, wrath, and strength will once again rule the Earthrealm, and Valleyu will walk tall and rule amongst mortals, as it was meant to be in the time before light and life. Rite of charging the hand, translated from the Aramaic cult of Exmortis scrolls. The rite of charging the hand reads as follows: Devour the crimson life of 5, marks of Valleyu given to thee. Mirrored below the soul survive, what was, what is, and what will be. Xavier Rehaim, circa 1890. Oh, and then we got a picture of Valeyu's corporeal form, why he looked like Vecna. Or I guess, why does Vecna look like him? I guess that makes more sense. This came out way before Stranger Things. Did the Duffer Brothers get a little inspiration from this relatively obscure 2004 horror flash game? Nah, I'm sure it's just a coincidence. Even though the Duffer Brothers are known to steal a lot of shit from other places. Or, my bad. Take creative inspiration, in quotation marks, from other places. But yeah, do you guys think that we're about to become the Hand of Exmortis? You think that's us? Do you think that's what we're about to be turned into? I have no idea what we're supposed to do now, so, maybe the cellar door will be open now. Maybe that's what we're supposed to do. I don't know. Alright, let's see if we can finally open this cellar door. Get the hell out of this piece of shit, run-down ass house. Yes! Oh, damn. I kind of thought that was going to be the end. But nope, the door slammed locked behind us, and now we're trapped here. So that's unfortunate. An old air filtration unit, but the ducting runs away from the actual house. Sweet. Oh, an axe! Oh, I'll be taking that, bruh. It already got bloodstains on it, so it's already prepped and ready for us to kill a motherfucker with it. Alright, anything else I need to find in here? This part of the wall has been boarded up, so is that what the axe is for? Yeah! Yeah, smash that bitch! Let's climb through this hole. Yo, what the? Why this house got a whole ass tunnel system under it? What kind of shit is this? An old tunnel system stretches off into the darkness. Like, what? Does this house have the fucking catacombs under it? Like, what is happening? Okay, we got 2 different rooms we can go into. Let's go to this one first, I guess. Alright, we're in the underground tunnels. The door is locked, so I can't get out this way. Okay, so we need to go this way then. Sounds like it. Okay, yeah, we legit ended up in the Paris catacombs somehow. I don't understand. Hey! Hey, oh my god! Holy fuck! Oh, that scared me. A symbol appears on the forehead. Then that must mean this is the 5th sacrifice. If I'm not one of the 5 campers, then who am I? I can't be. No! Please no, I was right. We are the Hand of Valleyu. Damn, a severed head of a man who attacked you. Hey, bro. You should not have ran up on me like that, my guy, okay? You do not know me. You do not know that I am from these streets. I am built different, my dude, okay? That was your mistake. Okay, a small hole in the wall. Ooh, I found a key buried in the dirt. Is that for that door we were at previously? Going to assume so. So let's go this way again. Damn, we just really beheaded a man, and now we're just casually moving on with our day like nothing happened. Alright. We opened that creaky door. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Get your ugly... Is that Valleyu? Boy, you goofy looking as hell. Ain't no one scared of you, Valleyu.
Become the Hand of Exmortis. Devour the crimson life of 5, marks of law given to thee. Mirrored below the soul survive, what was, what is, and what will be.
Damn, Valleyu spitting out here, bro. Who knew demonic, Lovecraftian, fucking godlike entities had such bars, had such freestyle abilities. My god. Select the symbols in order to solve the puzzle, or make a run for the forest. They expect me to remember all of the symbols we saw earlier and what order I found them in? Like, is that what they're expecting me to do here? I have no fucking clue, bro. What? Is this right? That's not right. Okay. Wait, hold on. This almost looks like a V. That looks like an A. What was that motherfucker's name? Valleyu? V-A... How did he spell it, though? V-A... none of these look like an L to me. This is the closest thing to an L. Or that could be a U. God damn it. Okay, let's try this. Valleyu. Nope, that's not right. I'm just gonna start randomly hitting symbols, see if something works. Doesn't seem like it's going to. Yeah, I cannot figure this puzzle out. I am not built for this shit, so I'm just gonna make a run for the hills. Fuck this bullshit, man. I'm out of here. This is where you must have stashed the bodies. Don't stare at them. Run for it. Run! It won't let me run. You failed to escape the tunnels in time. Well, fuck, let's try it again. Oh, I went the wrong way last time. That makes sense. Oh! Did we make it? Did we fucking make it out? Oh, now we're just fucking lost in the woods. This is no better than being in there, I don't think. A makeshift track winds out ahead. Well, follow the fucking track, man. Follow the track if you want to live! Oh shit, did we do it? No. A well used to track that leads back to civilization. You can finally return back to the world you have been kept from for so long. Oh god! Well, I think we're dead. I think we became the last sacrifice or something. You wake up in the woods with a lump on your head. You can't remember how you got there. All you can recall are the dreams. Or maybe they are memories. You see a house in the clearing and decide to shelter there. Anything is better than freezing to death. Oh, wait! So it just created a whole loop, then. It looks like we got caught in a time loop there. Looks like we're kind of stuck becoming the hand of Valleyu. It looks like no matter what we do, that ends up being our destiny, so... I am curious as to what the other ending is, though, so I do kind of want to get the alternate ending. Let's do it. Get your ugly ass out of here, Valleyu!
Child, you have served us well up until this point. Now serve us again.
Where your ears at,
Become
brother?
the hand of Exmortis.
Shut up. Okay. I think it's time to embrace our role in this world as the bringer of the end. You know what I'm saying? As the hand of Valleyu, that is our destiny, so we might as well fulfill it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I have no fucking clue how to enter these symbols correctly, so I'm going to look it up in a walkthrough, okay? Judge me if you must. I just want to see what the other ending is, man. It's this one, this one, this one, then this, and then, this bad boy. There we go. Oh my god! Oh yeah, we just fucking destroyed the whole world, bro. We just did that shit. Like it was nothing. We just did that shit like it was another Tuesday for us. Oh! Sweet, okay. Exmortis cult lures many. Anarchy. Major cities burn. Oh yeah, we brought the apocalypse on these motherfuckers. Millions die at the hand of Exmortis cult. Hey, yeah, we did that. Yeah, that was us. Look at us go, man. We made a splash. We made a difference in the world. Well, there you have it. That was Exmortis. And yeah, like I said at the beginning, way ahead of its time for a Flash game from 2004. That felt like it could have been an indie horror game that came out today, you know what I'm saying? Like, it had really good atmosphere, really good sound design, like, it looked very good for a Flash game from 2004 graphics-wise. I really appreciate the fact that the developer used real normal photos that were then edited to look like bodies. I mean, I'm not sure if YouTube censorship will appreciate it, but I sure do. But I appreciate that because it really gave the game a more like realistic, uncanny, and unsettling feel. Yeah, the developer for this game was cooking back in 2004. Like, I know there is 2 sequels to this game, but I don't know if he's made anything else after those, because the last sequel came out in like 2009. But I think this guy definitely should have continued to develop games if he didn't, because he was definitely onto something. Because if he could do that in 2004 with a 5 megabyte limit on a Flash game, like, dude, he could cook with modern day indie gaming, let me tell you. But yeah, there are 2 sequels to this game that both improve upon everything seen here. They both add new things, and they are both much longer in length. So if you are interested in seeing me play through those as well, then make sure to like the video and let me know in the comments. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on those videos when they do drop. But I can definitely fully recommend that everybody go back and play this underrated classic horror game right here. The way that I played it was through flashmuseum.org. I will have the game info linked in the video description below. But hey, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and until next time, have a good one.